from IEHE Bhopal, and today I'm going to present my topic and actually my views and thoughts on the topic service sector and rural India, bridging the gap. So during my study, I found a few gaps or lacunas that our service sector has in spite of having such a huge, humongous growth rate. So the objective of the study is to locate these gaps of disutility. Now this disutility is caused by the disrupted services and also the low service efficacy in the rural India, and that is why my objective is to fill this disutility through the service sector. Service sector has emerged, as we all know, as the most promising sector in the world economy, and many of the economists have also elucidated that when an economy transits from its agrarian phase to service sector oriented phase, then it is definitely blooming and bringing laurels to the economy. Here is the data showing how 1950s India was and how now in 2014 the India has an upswing of service sector. Coming directly on to my findings, friends, we have had a revolutionary change and growth in telecom industry. We talked about hotel and tourism industry, but I would like to throw some light on the key areas of my findings that I find really interesting, so that if these key areas are dealt with really efficiently, then we can actually integrate the rural India through service sector, which is till now an untapped market for the service sector. First of all, the indices and India's rankings. In the Logistics Performance Index, I have taken Logistics Performance Index because it shows the efficiency of clearance processes and also the quality of trade and transport related infrastructure. Now when we talk about the operations management of logistics, we always go to Japan or China, which have enabled us with total quality management in these operations. However, being on the 54th position out of 160 countries, we are still in a better position. We need to have a better position out of in the LPI. Next, we come to the Global Innovation Index, where we are on the 81st position out of 141, and the Global Competitive Index by the World Economic Forum. Now here also China is surpassed, as Sanat had already said, that China is surpassing us in all these indices, and that is why we need to pay attention to what our lacuna is, and that is what is the limited spillover effect of service sector industry. I would like to mention over here that the spillover effect or the trickle down effect of service sector industry is limited to its arena, and that is why we need to boost the job orientation or the skill developments in this particular sector, so that not only the contribution to GDP of agriculture and service sector get balanced, but also the contribution of employment also gets balanced in the agriculture and service sector. And finally, I have taken the Fire and Blandest model of growth. Now you would ask me why Fire and Blandest, because actually it is for a dual economy prospect, and it deals with agriculture and industrial sector, wherein it says that the surplus labor can be moved easily to the industrial sector. However, I would like to think it in this way, that if in Indian perspective, we take Fire and Blandest model, when the labor or the surplus labor engaged disguisedly in the farming or agricultural activities in India, if the marginal productivity becomes zero, then we can easily shift that to service sector. And finally, the roadmap ahead. Yesterday, the chief guest, Parshuram sir, told us that integrated growth approach is needed for the service sector industry, so that we can integrate the primary sector as well as the secondary sector together to enhance the growth of service sector. Next, the two missions, that is PURA, like provision of urban amenities in rural areas, and also Shyama Prasad Mukherjee urban mission. We need to integrate these two missions also, so that across India we can develop the service sector industry quite well. One second. Vocational training and skill development. We all know we need to put together the vocational skills and vocational training and skill development. And I would like to focus on community radio, which was also put across by Sanat. The job requirement. How will we know how much job requirement is there from the rural area? So the community radio services hold the key that will unite India's linguistic and ethnic diversity and improve the economic disparity of the huge disparity between urban and rural area. And that is why the key line in my studies thinking global and doing local, which means training the local areas, people and participants for making them eligible for the global perspective. And finally, these codes are just self-explanatory. And thank you so much for.
Thank you for your valuable insights. I request our next fourth speaker, Dr. H.S. Yadav, sir, to share his views on the track.